What's up, YouTube? Coffee Noob is back with another reacting to Aeternum. We're going to watch another video by BDLG, and this one is about leveling your trade skills. Don't throw these away. New World Season 4 changes, so it had a bunch of like music sheets I saw for sure on his thumbnail, but it's going to be interesting to see what is happening with the trade skills, especially for me because I'm working on my trade skills right now. So if I can save a lot of money in mats, that would be greatly appreciated. So let's go take a look and see what he has to say.
There's a pretty nice change coming in with New World Season 4, and that change has to do with some items that you probably previously just threw on the ground. Items like excess music sheets or patterns that you didn't use that were basically worthless. You might want to save them all the way up until New World Season 4 and beyond, because a lot of those items are going to now have a use. So what has happened is New World is now adding the ability to craft what's called research projects. So these projects are designed to consume some of the extra recipes, patterns, music sheets, and a few other things you have lying around. And what's going to happen is these are going to grant you bonus XP to the corresponding trade skill. So this is going to work.
Oh, so like music sheets are only going to work towards music, which makes sense. But I don't care about that. I care about the crafting trade skills. Let's see if we're going to get anything that helps with that.
With music, engineering, furnishing, weaponsmithing, arcana, and armoring. So if we run up to the workshop, we can use it, and then we can scroll down to the very bottom, and you can see here a new section called research. We see there's 3 different items we can research: musicians research project, engineers, and furnishing. Whenever we take a look at musicians research project, what happens is all of the music sheets in the game are now listed. We can click on owned, and you can see here I own a couple of music sheets, but I don't have 5 of each. If I had 5 of each of these music sheets, I could then utilize them to gain a little bit of experience for that trade skill. Same thing goes with engineering. So a lot of these items that were previously not used in the game, for example, the broken hatchet, and
that kind of sucks because I got rid of a lot of those things, but at least they're giving you a use for them now. They were pretty much pointless. They sold for nothing on the market, and I mean, what did you really use them for? I never even like really understood what they were used for. Creating something, I guess, whenever you make a certain weapon, but I guess you had the opportunity or the option to put that on there, but I'm not even sure if it did anything.
And something like the withered bow or the splintered bow. All of these items you get all of the time that are a little bit frustrating. They're clogging up my inventory. I luckily have saved a whole lot of this stuff over time. I really have no idea why, but the hoarding has paid off because now I'm going to be able to utilize those items to get XP. So for example, you can see here the enchanted bowstring is now going to give me 5,600.
Well, good for you, BDLG, because like I just said, I threw out a lot of that crap, so feels bad, man.
150 engineering whenever this change hits live. The same thing happens for furnishing. So we can utilize a schematic. We have one here. We craft this thing, and it's going to give me 4,825 furnishing experience towards that trade skill. Now, that's not an absolute ton whenever you get up into the 200s and beyond, but it is going to give you a nice little boost for some items that were otherwise just not utilized.
That's something. And you know what? If you have a bunch of that crap like he does, because he was hoarding it, like he said, then you're going to be able to get a lot of levels out of it. I'm at not high 200s. I'm at 200 in about everything except for I think jewel crafting right now. 236-ish. No, 228 on weaponsmithing, I remember, because I just did it. I want to say like 192 in jewel crafting, something like that. So pretty close to 200, but this is going to be helpful. I'm definitely going to use as much of this crap as I can because that's when it starts to get hard. That's when it starts to really hurt. Like the grind from 200 to 250, especially 225 to 250. It's like, holy shit.
So to me, this is an excellent change coming into New World. So if we go take a look at the forge, we can also do the same thing. If we scroll down to the very bottom, there is going to be a section called weaponsmith research. So you're going to be able to use a lot of the schematics, a lot of the patterns you wouldn't have otherwise used, and some of the things like this crest of fortitude and all of these other trash items that you probably are just throwing on the ground. You're now
a lot of these things, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably do have, at least lately, because what I'll do is I separate my what I deposit where in my homes, right? So like I have the 3 homes that give you a shitload of storage space. So Ebon Scale Reach is where one of mine is, and I'll be like, okay, I want all my resources here, all my craft mods, et cetera, right? So, like specific types of items that I always deposit in there like right away. So I'm actually curious now how many of these things I have. This might actually be good for me because I'm working on weaponsmithing right now. So please have like a shitload of this coffee.
Now going to be able to trade these in for experience. So each one of these items that you have and you utilize in this manner is going to give you 5,650 weaponsmithing, which in my opinion is excellent. Again, if you're a person who hasn't hoarded all these up, you may want to begin to keep these up until season 4 because they are going to have a value. And if you don't want to utilize them towards your trade skill, I would fully expect that the price of these items is going to go up at least a little bit, because now
I was just going to say that's another thing, because if you think about it, people are going to want to level up their trade skill in as easy of a way as possible. So this is going to boost up the price at least a little bit, like he said, but I could see it really astronomically going up because they're going for pennies, if not less. Well, it can't go less than a penny, but I'd see it for like 10 cents, maybe down to 1.
now they're actually going to have a use in the game. And then we can come up to an arcane repository and we can take a look at these as well. So there's an alchemist research project and you can utilize all of the following items. Some of the weapon patterns. This is not a chromatic seal, by the way. It's one of the empty ancient hearts.
So you see all those timeless, I forgot what the hell they're called, but where you create your weapon and whatnot, right? So it's going to be ring, amulet, and earring for jewel crafting, I'm assuming, and then whatever other items that they show here.
They have the same thumbnail, but that item really isn't used for a whole lot in the game. So you can see the empty scepter, the life crystal core, the eternal ice, the petrified fire, all of these items that were previously things that you really just did not utilize, you can now trade
trash can,
experience. All of the patterns that you're not really using, you can now trade in for 5,225 arcana. And then finally, we have the outfitting station. If we run up to the outfitting station, we can scroll down here as well, and we'll find the armorer's research project. So again, all of the patterns that you're probably not utilizing, and then some of the other trash items like the ancient armor plates and some of the other.
What about jewel crafting? I don't see anything for jewel crafting.
Other things that you probably have laying around, the ancient metallic threads, all of this stuff that was previously useless. The same thing applies now to armoring as well. So we'll just craft what we have here. We'll utilize one of these minstrel hoods. We'll craft this, and we're going to get 4,825 armoring skill towards that particular trade skill. It's a pretty nice change coming into the game. I just wanted to make you guys aware because this is something that you may want to be looking for. You may want to save some of these items and not throw them on the ground, especially a ton of music sheets. I get those all the time. I've literally just thrown them on the ground every time I get them. So now I'm going to save them up until New World Season 4.
You know what sucks about that? Because of mine all the time, I've gotten like thousands of "How are you today" music sheets on the ground. Fuck.
4 hits. Plus, remember, guys, this is on the PTR, so all of this is subject to change.
Although that said, music, I'm not done with it yet, but like really, it's not that big of a deal, right? I'm almost done with it just by playing music buffs whenever I go farming or whatever. Or like I'll use the luck buff when I get mithril ore, and I'll use the higher yield on anything lower than that, right? Because I don't really care if I get gems from anything else. Or Chalcom, you can get tier 5 gems sometimes, but it's mainly the mithril now that mithril's come out, where you can get the tier 5 gems all the time. And the reason I do that is because I want to turn that into gemstone dust if I can, because that goes for a shitload. So I could either sell it or use it for what I need it for.
But I would imagine this is going to make it into live. The only thing I would expect to change is probably the XP values if they adjust those over time. That may be something to look out for. But other than that, I fully expect this change to hit live, and I think it is an excellent one. I am so tired of having my inventory cluttered with all this stuff, so now I can actually use it.
That is cool, because if you think about it too, it doesn't look like it's limited to just getting you up to 250. It looks like it's going to help you go to aptitude as well. So it's not going to be like, oh, okay, this is pointless again, I can throw it in the trash can. No, still keep them and use them, because it might not be that much experience, but it's gonna add up over time, especially if you're running mutations all the time or whatever you're doing, right? Where you get those things and you want those aptitude crates because they give you some nice shit, especially in the crafting trade skills.
My hoarding ways are going to pay off. But thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, enjoy New World content, please make sure to like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that as well. And of course, we stream every single Monday, every single Friday over on twitch.tv/BDLG, 8 o'clock a.m. CST. And we are now going to start simulcasting that stream over here on YouTube as well.
Because you can do that now.
Thank you guys again. I appreciate it.
Cool, man. Good for you. Good for you, BDLG. Back at it with the internet. Hell yeah. He said on the last video that we watched, he lost his internet for a long time. So yes, go like and follow the man on Twitch and YouTube, and like and follow here if you like the content. News out.